פרשת חיי שרה, תשפ"ד. I think in this parsha there are simonim that can explain the current events and tell us about what's happening in the follow-up of these events and where we're heading. And therefore, I chose to talk about the Torah of Sarah and we're going to touch a little bit, Bez Hashem, if we can, with the Shabbosim so early, we have to find a different time. But in the meantime, if we can, what's in Maarat Machpelah and how the Geula will start was always an enigma to me. But here today, I think we can explain exactly what's going to happen in the next stages and what's happening right now in Shamayim. Not that I don't know anything, but I'm just following the psukim, the languages, you know, the difficult languages in the psukim, and we're going to see that they point us to something. The Geula will start with no question about it. And there's some, you know, pretty sure because of the Zohar and all the Mefarshim. I'll save you all the questions because they all try to explain the subject of Sarah Imenu and Maarat Machpelah, but they all try to hide the secrets. So each one comes from a different angle, makes no sense. And there are 1.5 million reasons why it's called Maarat Machpelah, but just give me the understanding what's going on there. Give me the understanding why Sarah Imenu walked from Hebron to Kiryas Arba to die while crying on the road. Why? Why did she go to die in Kiryas Arba when she was in Hebron? Doesn't make much sense. So we have to understand, because Sarah Imenu was the highest of the highest, the holiest of the holiest. She started everything. She told the Shekhinah how in the end of time, to not only end of times, in Mitzrayim, how to free the children from the oppressors, and not only for the end of time, even for the Geula Shlema, she warned and she told the Shekhinah. That's the level of Sarah Imenu. She was able to instill in the Shekhinah some features that she will use, the Shekhinah will use at the needed time when Sarah Imenu will tell her that it is the time to for the Bnei Yisrael to be freed. So let's go into the pasuk and see this very, very strange parsha. Can share screen. I'm just going to take a few psukim because there's no point digging out. There's not one pasuk from the beginning. We're starting Vatama Sarah. Very rude language. Like the only other tzaddik that was called, that it says such a rude language is Moshe Rabbeinu. Vayamois Moshe. No other language, not like Aaron, not like Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. No, like all the holy forefathers. No. Them it's Vayase, Vayagva, Vayam. No, like the Chaz Shalom, the Rishaim, Vayamas. He died. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't die. Sarah Imenu didn't die. How can part of such a holy piece? She was holiest than the Shekhinah itself, to the point that the Shekhinah glued itself all her life to Sarah Imenu. Sarah Imenu all her life was teaching the Shekhinah. You want to tell me Sarah Imenu died? How does it make sense? And even if you want to tell me She left this world. Come on, be gentle. We're talking about Sarah Imenu. You've been gentle with Avram, so you know how to be gentle. You've been gentle with Yitzchak. You've been gentle with Yaakov. You've been gentle with Aaron. Why can't you be gentle with the ptira of Sarah Imenu? Sarah Imenu is the only one that's going to make a makom to the Shekhinah on this earth. If it was not for Sarah, and I'll prove it to you from the psukim, from the lashon of the pasuk. Let's start. And I'm going to try to be very brief, and I'm going to try to hold myself not to go into the psukim too much, because we can only go after one subject today. I want to go after the Geula through Sarah Imenu, through Maarat HaMachpelah. Sorry, I can't go into the whole subject of Sarah Imenu, because I can prove you so many things about godless of Sarah Imenu that it's scary. It's scary. Vayokem Avram stood up, Vayishtachu le'am haaretz livnei ches. In the previous pasuk, he already said he stood up. What do you mean he stand up twice? You're standing and I'm going to standing over myself. And what he means, you're going to bow down to am haaretz. So he doesn't say livnei ches. Le'am haaretz livnei ches. But afterward, when he talks at the end, he says, Vayishtachu Avram bowed down, lifnei am haaretz, before am haaretz. Oh, this time we don't say livnei ches. But here you had to mention it's am haaretz, which you say, le am haaretz, here it's lifnei am haaretz. Just want to show you that, and by the way, the Midrash brings this down. You know how many times you say bnei ches in this little parsha? 10 times. And he says also in the mokim that the Beis Hamikdash that we bought from Arvana. So he used to have, he wanted to give it away to David HaMelech, the Yevusim. All right, the story is like this. When they sold I guess I give you a little bit of background here. When they sold the Bnei Ches, which were Yevusim, when they sold the Maarat HaMachpelah to Avram, they made a condition. They said, we know that Hashem is giving you this land. When you come up here, you're not allowed to conquer our land, the Yevusim. But Yerushalayim is in that part. So they took all their idols and they wrote on it the Shavua. So Avram made a Shavua on this, that his children will not conquer this land. So they put the idols. So when Yeshua came and everything, they could not conquer Yerushalayim. They could not. Until David HaMelech came, he went to Arvana and he gave him 600 silver coins. Avram buy for 400. They buy for, and the Midrash points out that it says also Arvana 10 times in that little parsha where he buys the Mokim, the Harabais, the Hara Moriah. He bought it from Arvana for 600 coins. There's also a side, why 400, why 600? Not now. However, and the Midrash explains, because someone who understands the purchase of a tzaddik, it's like that he has been accomplishing the 10 commandments. I'm scratching my head. 10 commandments? 10 commandments? The Aseres Adibros Yom Mekayim. Aseres Adibros, there is 620 letters keneged the Keser. That this is where you're going. Now you're learning the purchase of a tzaddik. Yeah, David HaMelech is a tzaddik, no question. Huge tzaddik. Avraham Avinu, we can't even fathom how much of a tzaddik he is. Learning the purchase, that's why you're giving me at length in this parsha, what said, what he did, and How can I be mekayim the aseres hadibros in that? Every letter in all the Sifra mitzvahs, every letter is attached of the 620, because you have 613 mitzvahs, for the Jews, plus 7 of Bnei Noach. Together it's 620. So these 620s are, each one can get one ois, one letter of the 10 commandments. You want to tell me that I did one mitzvah and basically, whoop, I got 620. What do you mean here? However, after that, when I saw the Midrash saying this, I went into the Parsha of Shechem, when Yaakov bought Shechem, and it says 10 times Shechem in the Parsha. I was really scratching my head. I don't understand the answer, but definitely the question is there, because you see it repetitively. So 10 times Meneches, 10 times Arvana, again for Hamaria, so he used to own that field, and 10 times Shechem. What is the Torah coming to tell us? Okay, let me familiarize you with the psukim so we can jump into the shir, because it's a little bit deep. And I will let go of a few soides just because of the Haftacha of the Zohar HaKadosh, that when Bnei Israel gather and talk about the soides of the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes down with Pamalia Shel Ma'ila, meaning with the Shechina and the Malachim, to take pride that his sons, his children are talking about the secrets of the Torah, and for him it's a Shabbat HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and in return we're demanding from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shechina HaKadosha that these brachas that they want to say should go to our brothers and sisters that are in harm's way, because tonight is they're starting a mission, which is the most dangerous phase of the whole mission. And that's why, all the Rabbanim in Israel have dafka for tonight, asked for prayers. So I know something is going on, and put 2 plus 2, and you'll understand that tonight they're going inside the tunnels. And Bez Hashem, probably those guys know these tunnels so well, they prepare them. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should protect everyone, no matter what. The difference is so obvious. When you see, do you know that in Eretz Yisrael there's no more tefillin? Do you know that in Eretz Yisrael there's no more tzitzis? Do you know that in Eretz Yisrael there's no more mezuzahs? The wave, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees, even if we are not perfect, but when the light shines on us, right away we attracted, we go to the light. We admit, we put our head down, and we say sorry to Hashem. When these beasts, look what they do. What kind of a difference? HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shechina, you can be proud of your children. There's nothing to be ashamed. They may not be perfect, but you can be extremely proud. And you will see this side in Maarat HaMechpela. You will see that side. Anyway, so Vaidaber Itam Leimor speaks to them, if you're willing to bury my mace. If you're willing, what the heck they have to do? What responsibility Bnei Ches have toward the mace? It's Avram's mace. It's his responsibility to bury. Not the Bnei Ches. What it means, if you are willing. So, you're threatening them? In other words, you're threatening them. I'm telling you. And that's exactly how the Midrash states it. If you're not willing, then I will not bury my mace in the ground, but into a coffer, which is asur. That Midrash is even harder to understand than the pasuk. You threatening people to go talk to Ephraim, the Rasha, in order, otherwise, I am not going to bury my mace. That's interesting. I'm just going to use as pointer. I definitely will not get to even a third of answering all this. The only intention here is what I'm going to show you today. And B'ez Hashem, we have the schus to learn on Shabbos to go into Maarat Machpelah, but I'm only going to give you a slice. Look at this pasuk. Ve'iten li es Maarat Machpelah. He will give me the Maarat Machpelah. Aram, you want to buy it because you're going to say it at the end of the pasuk. Bekesef male itenenali beseichechem. At full price, he'll give it to me. Explain the midrash. What is itenenali? Means I will take it as if he gave it to me as a present, even though I'm paying in full. Okay, I understand. That's good. So starts the pasuk, or put me the end of this pasuk up there, and we say the whole pasuk. In other words, you say, Bekesef male itenen ali beseichechem lachuz askover. That's the only thing we need. We don't need veiten li es Maarat Machpelah. Oh, you want to tell me the term Maarat Machpelah, and you're gonna start changing. That's the only time you're gonna use that term, and you're gonna start calling it Me'aras de Machpelah, Sedei Machpelah. I couldn't bring all the psukim. You're gonna start bringing me all kind of names for that purchase. And look at this. Asher Loi, that's his. Asher Biktsei Sadeu, that's at the end of his field. But Abraham, you want to buy the whole Maarat Machpelah with a Sadeh. So why do you only mention so and why Vitenli? I tell you, it's a labyrinth, this psukim. Let's go into the now we understand that there's something hidden. Let me ask you the $1 million question. Maarat Machpelah, it's worth describing it in details. It's worth describing the whole purchase and whatever was said from one side to the other, which called the Masa Umatan, the back and forth. But Sarah Imenu, our mother, she reached a level that no one has ever reached, and no one will ever reach. You don't want to tell us a little bit of her midas, so and maybe just open us the path. What was it she was doing to deserve that? We want to know where is that light of Sarah Imenu so we can tap into it. Why are you so quiet about Sarah Imenu? It's unfair. But Avram, we know his midas chesed, we see what he does, the Torah speaks about. Sarah Imenu, never a word. Why? Why are you hiding the biggest person that's ever come to this earth? Why are you hiding it? Yeah, the Midrash says, he said, and the Midrash tells you, when I said she was my sister, she didn't say anything. Honestly, come on. She would go against this. She would put her life in danger also herself. It makes no sense. Wherever you take it from the Zohar all the way to the Pshat, makes no sense. Why would you be so secretive about Sarah Imenu? Unless all these funny languages we pointed out in the pasuk are basically talking about Sarah Imenu. In other words, the Torah, Sarah Imenu, when the Malachim came, they say, Aye Sarah Ishtecha. Translation, Pashut Pshat, where is Sarah, your wife? That's what Abraham understood. And he says, Vehine ba'oihel, in the tent. We spoke maybe about it on Yom Kippur in the show, and explain, and I let you say the Hirotzain when we daven in Yom Kippur, because Aye is not where is it. Aye is Aleph for Keser, Yud from the Yud Ke Vav Ke for Chochma, Hey of the Yud Ke Vav Ke for Bina, is when the three midas are together. And this is a moment that despite what the person is or where he is, the tefillah is accepted, is going up, and the shefa is coming down, the bracha is coming down. That's why the Ari HaKodesh were mesaken that when we say Aye in the Chazara of Musaf of Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we say that Yehi Ratzah. And it's Muftach, say the Ari HaKodesh, that it's Miskayim. Muftach. So you have three things for Banim, Panasa, and Ruach HaKodesh. So Aye, so when they use this language, Aye, they tell Avraham Avinu, not asking a question, do you know where your wife is holding? Because they're about to tell them that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to change the nature and Avram and Sarah will have a child. Why? That's exactly the Yehi sign that the Ari HaKadosh were mesaken. Someone has no children, despite what? If you can connect yourself to the Midah Aye, Keser, Chochma, Bina, Kachav, that's how we call it. Keser, Chochma, Bina, whatever you request is accepted and will come. So why did Avram said, Hine ba'oihel? He didn't understand the question. Avram Avinu was not great. Oihel is the name of the Shechina. He told the Malachim, my wife is in the Shechina right now. That's why she was staying all the time. She had sneeze. Sarah was never coming out. And the light, like the Ner Ma'aravi, was from Shabbos to Shabbos, was not turning off. Because she was, the Shechina was constantly with Sarah Imenu. Why? Because Sarah Imenu was holding in the mother of the Shechina, in the Bina. And was able to teach all these years the Shechina. These are a few hints to tell us about the godless of the Sarah, of Sarah Imenu. But we will see a lot more than this about, and this is impressive. Everything she has done, Sarah Imenu, is innovation. Things that were not existing in this world. And she brought them down, and always with the intention to give us a path to the light, a path to the Geula, and she opened that path to the מערת המכפלה. Nobody was able to be buried in מערת המכפלה. Why? Look at the pasuk, and I'm not going to go too deep on the pasuk. I just want to show you. I didn't bring it. It says like this in the pasuk. Vatamos Sarah bekirias arba hi Chevron be'eretz Canaan. Sarah died in Kiryas Arba, which is Hebron, which is in Eretz Canaan. I mean, what are you trying to tell us? In Hebron, there is a quarter called Kiryas Arba. We never see that. That Hebron is in Eretz Canaan. Really, we waited for Chayei Sarah to know about this? We know this in Slech Lecha. Why are you telling me that she died in Kiryas Arba, which is in Hebron, which is in Eretz Canaan? One thing I'm going to show you, so you understand. When the Canaanim heard after the Bnei Israel came out of Mitzrayim, the Midrash says when they heard that the Bnei Israel are coming to Eretz Israel because HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give them the land of Eretz Canaan, they destroyed every fruit tree. So That's one of the reasons also that Hashem waited 40 years, so they replant, they feel secure now, they replanted the trees. So when the Bnei Israel come into Israel, they will come to a land of abundance. And in the houses should be abundance of everything, fruits, vegetables, wheats, whatever it is. So the battlefield of the world is Eretz Canaan versus Eretz Israel. +1, because this is 480. I'm not going to write that with the cradle. +1. They said, Paro didn't know how to handle the Bnei Israel. That's why they were able to be, to get out of his land. We'll do better. So they did all kind of witchcraft and everything in order to bring over there that the Sitra Achra should be residing in Eretz Canaan, so the Jews cannot approach. The Shekhinah cannot enter because of the Tumah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu cannot enter because of the Tumah. So they cannot conquer the land. Sarah Imenu saw that. And so that we need to anchor the Shekhinah inside Eretz Canaan. And she's going to turn Maarat HaMechpela into the field of the Shekhinah, and which supports Yerushalayim, because we would have never been able to conquer Yerushalayim neither. So Sarah Imenu foresaw that with her nevuah, and she decided to go to Kiryas Arba, and I'm going to explain how she turned. She dumped the Sitra Achra from there. She dumped them. They got scared when she came. They ran away. Oh, where is it written this? In the Psukim. In a clear language in the Psukim, if we learn how to read them and how to translate them. Everything, at the end of the day, all these funky languages that the Psukim add and everything are just coming out to point. Not only this, you remember I asked the question, okay, we want to know the path of Sarah Imenu so we can tap into the same level of Oyer, which is the Or Ein Sof, the Or Aganus. We want to be in the darkness where we live right now, in the Galus. We want to be able to tap it. So we want Sarah Imenu, we want the apostle to tell us what secret has she used, what path has she used in order to remove the evil powers and bring it the Kedusha. And it's as clear as daylight in the Psukim. And, when I was doing this, I was like amazed that in Shara Kavanos, the Ria Kodesh, when he talks about Kriya Shema, he brings us the Kavanos. But these are the Kavanos that Sarah did and are hinted in the Pasuk exactly. Exactly. Unbelievable. So now you understand the power. Just want to open up also another thing here, because the Ramban, maybe I'll stay away from I'll bring it at the end, because it's so deep. Also, the angle, the Ramban said something, like mind shock. I mean, it's a shock what he says. And at the end of the day, when we're gonna translate everything and give it, you're gonna see how his holy words are falling in place and give us an added light. And a lot of people asking on the Ramban is understandable. You cannot understand what he's saying. It makes no sense. Chas v'sham, but it makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go for it now. And Bes Hashem, Kadosh Baruch Hu should listen to our words, and we should mean the emes. And the same way we tap into emes, that which is the sulam between the lower and the upper world, and we're going to tap in Keye Asher Keye also in the name of the Geula, which is going to be the name of this Geula. And I'm going to explain you a little bit more about that name, Bezos Hashem. So I'm going to have to copy something because I didn't write it there. Where is it? Yeah. Page 3. Yeah. Okay. This is the pasuk that I want to bring. Vatamos Sarah, the Kiryas Arba, He Hebron, the Eretz Canaan. This pasuk here is going to start giving us a path how to understand the rest of the question. So the Zohar HaKadosh says here, learn from Vatamos Sarah, she died. He touches up a Kiryas Arba. Kiryas Arba is the Malchus. That's let's go for it a little bit of a second. And she didn't die from the Nachash. She usually the neshamis are remitted to the Malach HaMaves, but when it's the Malach HaMaves that kills a person, Chas v'Shalom, he soils a bit the neshama, and it's hard for the neshama to go to מערת המכפלה, to be able to go to Gan Eden. So it's a whole path. So he has to go through a path of the north of the world. Because in Parshas Bereshis, we learned already that the world is shaped in base. The opening of the base is north. It's the north face. The north face is where the Sitra Achra resides in the world. Always the bad comes from the north. And people don't want to go to travel through the north in order to arrive to the Gan Eden, because then they suffer a lot. It's very painful for the neshama because the mazikim attack her. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a path to avoid this, which is like a tunnel. That's the words of the Zohar. And we're talking about tunnels tonight. Tunnels against tunnels, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Should be Maarat HaMachpelah for our brothers and sisters there. And tunnels, so in order to avoid being, the pain, the neshama to be attacked by the mazikim. And says the Zohar HaKadosh that you have 3 that have not died from the Nachash, which are Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam, because it says Al Pi Hashem by Moshe, Al Pi Hashem by Aaron, and it doesn't say Al Pi Hashem by Miriam, but the Gemara learns Gzera Shava Sham, because it's not nice to say that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu came b'neshika and it's Miriam. So out of snis, the pasuk doesn't mention, but it's the 3. So ask the Zohar, what's so special? The Malach HaMaves cannot enter Eretz Yisrael and shech the people there. No, cannot. Only the Shechina takes the neshamis of the Bnei Israel that live in Israel, in Eretz Yisrael. Only in Chutz La'aretz, which is her land, then she takes the neshamis of the people, unless the tzaddikim that. So The Zohar wonders, what's so special about them? Says the Zohar HaKadosh, since they were in Chutz Haaretz, and the Zohar Bedavka has that little game here to give us, I'll explain what, in order to understand that despite the fact that they were in Chutz Haaretz, they were able to surmount the powers of the Malach HaMaves, and they died through the Shekhinah. In other words, a tzaddik, and the Gemara goes like this in, I think the Gemara is in Avodah Zarah, if I recall well. I don't remember now. Go Basra, Yud Zayin. And the same Gemara is in the Zohar, in Pashas Truma, just to show you that Pshat side, if you know how to take it, they all pointed in the same direction. So that Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov also didn't die from the Nachash, they died from the Shekhinah, because it says, Bakoil, Mikoil, Koil. Koil is, they were protected, so it's not Shaykh. Don't you have a question on this Gemara? Abraham, Yitzchak, Abraham and Yitzchak lived in Eretz Yisrael. So what's the Chiddush that they didn't die from the Nachash? Nachash not allowed to get in there. Yaakov Avinu, yes, it's a Chiddush, because he died in Mitzrayim. Shouldn't say died, he never died. He was Niftar in Mitzrayim. So how is it possible, what's the whole Chiddush? And Sarah, where did she die? Was she Niftar? In Eretz Yisrael. So what's the Chiddush that the Zohar comes up and say, you know what? This is why it says, Hebron, he Eretz Canaan. It was not yet Eretz Yisrael. It was the nest of the Sitra Achra. So for sure she had power to take neshamas then at that time from people. And the Chiddush is that Sarah Imenu was not niftar from her only the Shechina Akdosha. If we take now we're going to take this rude language as we started to share to say is really rude to say this about Sarah Imenu, when about Avraham it says, all the others says so many languages. Obviously, the Torah is hiding something here. If I tell you what it is, it's just mind-blowing. Told you the pasuk is going to start hinting the godless of Sarah Imenu. She was keneged all the others. Eloike Avraham, Eloike Yitzchak. Mamash we say in the bracha of the first bracha in Shemon Esrei. Eloike Avraham, Eloike Yitzchak, Eloike Yaakov. Okay, la Godei, la Gibor vehanoira. Okay, why does he say this on top? What does he tell us? I had the same question when I did the Gematria. But I kept on reading and learning in the Zohar, and he says, very interestingly, comes out of nowhere, it says, you know who also wanted to be buried in Maarat HaMechpela? David HaMelech. Wow. So David HaMelech wanted to be there. Why? Because since the Merkava of the Shekhinah was there, so the Shekhinah will move after that to Yerushalayim, but the Merkava of the Shekhinah, the chariot of the Shekhinah, is in Kiryas Arba where you need 4 legs, and the thought, since Adam Arishon is not part of the chariot, so we need David HaMelech to be the 4th leg, so it should be complete. And I don't know if I'm going to find it. I don't remember by heart again. Should have it there. Oh, yes, yeah. So in other words, the Zohar is telling me that here we're talking about the chariot of the Shekhinah. So we have the 4. We should have all the 4 legs. We have Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. David has to be hinted here. So if we take this, if our logic is true, then we should find it here. Yes, we do find it here. That's indeed, that's the Merkava of the Shekhinah. When we say Eloike Avram, Eloike Yitzchak, Eloike Yaakov, and we add Hakela, Godela, Gibor, Vehanoira, which are the words that David HaMelech sings all the time in Tehillim and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, yes, it talks about David HaMelech. And yes, in that bracha, we're preparing the Merkava of the Shekhinah. If anyone learns the Shara Kavanos, understand what I'm saying, that we preparing the first bracha, we're preparing the Merkava, we're repairing the Merkava of the Shekhinah. And where did we say she passed away? Bekiryas Arba. And we said, what these languages? There's, I told you, 1.5 million explanation, to the point that there's say people, there's so much ink that was used in order to explain this. But every midrash, every pirush, from the older pirush, they show you 1 finger and they're hiding 4, and it's not understandable. So we're gonna dig it out. Kiryas Arba equals 983. Sorry. Veze Sarah Shamayim. This point that the Sarah Imenu took the Shekhinah and said, from now on, you're residing here and not allowed to move out of this place. This is the Shara Shamayim. Why is Shara Shamayim? As the Zohar states, this is the path. There's a door in Maarat HaMechpela when the tefillas are going there. The Kriya Shema is going through Maarat HaMechpela, and obviously the neshama of a person is going through Maarat HaMechpela. And first Adam Arishon is looking at it, and if it's worth it, he sees the person worthy, he passes it to Avram. And if Avram, so it's a deeper look, finds this neshama worthy, pass it to Yitzchak, and Yitzchak to Yaakov, and then Yaakov, if he finds it worthy, he accompany him a little bit, so no, right away to the Gan Eden, but he's not staying in that Gan Eden. For him, there is another path. He goes to Gan Eden Ha'elyon. Let me explain you here the difference. Let me give you a little bit of the outlook, I mean, the understanding of it seems to be very complicated. It's very simple. You have people that are going to be deserveful. There are many paths for neshama to go. some neshamas are gonna stay in the lower Gan Eden, so they go to מערת המכפלה. It's called Machpelah because it's muchpal. Rashi says it's double. So some people are gonna stay on the outskirts of the Me'ara. It means the lower. You have three levels: the Chatzer, the outskirt, the first Gan Eden, and the second Gan Eden, inside of inside. The Chatzer is the outskirt of the Me'ara. As the Chesed Avram said, La Soicher equals Chatzer. 298, La Oiver La Soicher equals 298, La Soicher equals Chatzer. That's what in the Sadeh there on the outside, the Sadeh of the Me'ara is the Chatzer of the Gan Eden. Inside, if people realize, and if at the time you went there, you know, and you know how to look for these people, you see some people davening in a funny place next to the Me'ara. It's because we have a Kabbalah that this is where, same thing happens in Meron. When they go to Shin Bar Yochai, you see them going exactly from the Me'ara. So you coming up the hill that way, and to the left, which is the southern side or the northern side, I don't know, of the Me'ara, some people go in the field a little bit past the Kever of Shin Bar Yochai, and just daven there because we have a Kabbalah. There's another entrance. There's 7 entrances in Eretz Yisrael to the Gan Eden, and one of them is there. One of them is also in מערת המכפלה. So Sarah Imenu, what she did, so the Neshamas, you have some in the Chatzer, some in the first, but some keep on going into the Bina. In other words, Sarah Imenu created a path for the Neshamas to be able to go to the Gan Eden HaElyon, even without having to suffer pain from the Mazikim. So she drew out, we're going to see exactly how. She pushed away the Sitra Achra, and she put the Shechina, anchored her there, that she cannot move anymore. And the Bina is behind. Which letter in the Shem Hashem, in the name Yudke Vavke, is double? Which letter? The Hey. First Hey is Bina. Second Hey is Malchus, the Shechina. Together. When we say Keye Asher Keye, the Bina, which is a Keye, gives power to the Malchut, which is the second Keye. They're the same. When they get together, these two, the Geula happens. There's nothing. This is the sparkle. When we have Keye Asher Keye here, it's a big boom. There's no going back. We on the path. This is the Geula Shleima. Bimhera b'yameinu amen. Does he say that it happens this week? I mean, that's something. I can tell you, I see in the Psukim that one time in Chaye Sarah Imenu will stand up. Not by Yaakov Avraham. Sarah Imenu. Enough is enough. She will tell me the Sadin. Enough is enough. Oh, we're not perfect. We still have forgive and forgo even the Averis that were done b'mezid. And what we should do? She will wake up the Aveis HaKadoshim. When Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, since they were niftar, never were they up together, says the Zohar HaKadosh. Because if they get up together, they will bring the Geula. That's why Eliyahu Hanavi, when he goes wake up, funny to wake up. The Avraham Avinu fall asleep there, Chaz v'sham. there's a lot of soidas in this. But so do you think they don't learn together at night? So what he means, but just let's take the image. So Avram Avinu, he wakes up Avram first and put him back to his place to rest. He wakes up Yitzchak Avinu, meaning even body-wise. I mean the four, the guf, nefesh, ruach, neshama together. Avram Avinu stands up as if he was alive in this world. Yitzchak Avinu stands up. For Mincha, he stands up as if he was alive in this world. And so Yaakov Avinu for Myri. But never, even when there's a tzara in Am Yisrael, never he wakes them up together because they bring the Geula Shlema. That's Eliyahu Hanavi. But Sarah Imenu will wake them up because when Sarah Imenu talks, things are happy. Things are happy. What did she do, Sarah Imenu? Before I give you a mind-blowing proof that things are cooking in Shamayim. And by the way, this vort, I started it many years ago, and I have that patience, Baruch Hashem, that I know how to put a vort aside, and then I had so many questions that I could not answer. And these are, you know, simple but real questions. Like, why do they tell us Kiryas Arba is because there are 4 couples there? Honestly, because of the couples that are buried there, you're going to call Kiryas Arba that place? Some are going to tell you it's against the 4 letters Yud, Ke, Vav, Ke. Others are saying it's for the 4 letters Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud, because the Shechina is there. Others are saying, oh, no, it's because who's buried there? Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Sarah, Chava, Sarah, Rivka, Leah. I mean, come on. How am I supposed to find my way through this in this forest? Can't even see the light. And this, I'm nice. I don't give you all the answers. But they're all one answer. Says the Zohar HaKadosh. What is Kiryas Arba? Is Kriyas Shema. There are 4 words on it. Shema Yisrael, it's to Yaakov Avinu. We know that. Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Sarah Imenu, when she said those 4 words, when she said Hashem, she put the Yud. Elokeinu, she put the first Hey. Hashem, she put the Vav. Echad, the last Hey, and completed them. But since the Malchus is never complete without Baruch Shem Kevoid Malchusoi Le'olam Voed, so she said Baruch Shem Kevoid Malchusoi Le'olam Voed. With this kavanas, if a person, I don't have much time. I can't go into it, but I'm just going to open, and if you want on another time, I'll talk to you privately or whatever about this. This is the secret. How a person should depart this world. Does not matter what he is. Does not matter who he is. At that point, he has a chance to change everything he did in his life. He's about to leave. There's no more time to be tested. He cancels everything wrong he did. When the person think about in Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, he puts what it means to put 1, the Yud Ke Vav Ke, and on top of this, like the Kohen Gadol used to do we spoke about this that he was thinking the Shem HaMefoirash. And everybody was bending down and say, Baruch Shem Kevoid Malchuso Le'olam Voed Bnei Yisrael Ve'ha HaKohanim Ve'ha'oim Ha'omdim Ba'azara Keshayu Shemim B'Kohen Gadol. So, are you Kohen U'Mishtachvim U'Moedim Imrim Baruch Shem Kevoid Malchuso Le'olam Voed? Because the Shechina has to be attached. to the Yud Cave of, like the kavanos of the lulav, like we explained anyway. And it's Yud, Hey Aleph, Vav, Hey Aleph. If a person does this, the moment prior for him to leave this world, is guaranteed that he's not going to see the Satan on the other side. He's going to see the Malach Michael awaiting, which is Sar Yisrael, waiting for his neshama to take him to his right place. The Zohar has a tremendous arichus on this. It's in, and that's why this is the kavanos of Kriya Shema. It's a bit long, but I'll tell you something. And because we don't know when it's going to be our time, that's why every day, at least once a day, this kavanah should be done, because a person what is attaching to, with this. Okay, now I told you she did this kavanahs. Can I prove it? If you take and the Zohar said it did. All this copy. Okay, I'm going to go to the next page here, very clear. Control V. $2,000, this is a Kamana Kaddish that says that his Kedusha, to come up with such a thing, 2,614. You know what this is? This is Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed, with the Yichud Yud Kevav came in attaching the Shem Hashem with the Shechina 91. Exactly, Vatama is Sarah, exactly the word of the Zohar that Kriya Shema. This is hinted in here. Sarah Imenu was able to bound the Shechina down here with Kriya Shema. This is no koilel, no adding, no letters, no nothing. Bull. Tell me the Torah doesn't speak to us here with these funny languages. Tell me the Zohar by telling us Kriyas Arba, difficultly putting inside Kriya Shema, didn't think that exactly this is the pshat. There's another pasuk that we say also every day, and when we say in Vayvarech David, Lecha Hashem HaGedula veHaGevura, so we mention all the midas. Gedula is Chesed, Gevura is Gevura. Lecha Hashem HaGedula veHaGevura, VaTiferes veHanetzach veHaHoid, Kichoil b'Shamayim uVa'aretz. Yudke Vavke Adnu Shamayim and Aretz. Lecha Hashem HaMamlacha, the Malchus is yours, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Meaning, the Malchus, the middle of Malchus is yours because we're attaching it with this. In this sentence, this pasuk that David HaMelech says equals 2,614, exactly like Vatamos, Sarah, Bekirias, Arba, Chevron. When a person is able to have, I don't say don't become a mekubal, don't become a thing. Have a machshava, lecho Hashem, hagedula. All the midas are yours. We have nothing. That's all we want to say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are belittling ourselves because we recognize that everything is in you, and all these midas are yours. We might use them. Okay, we got a schus for that, but these midas are not ours. We don't own them. It's you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, doing a chesed with us. Lecho Hashem hagedula, veHagevura, veHatiferes, veHanetzach, veHahoid, Kichol bashamayim uba'aretz, lecho Hashem hamamlacha. When you pay attention to these words and you really mean them, you involve your machshava, it's like a nuclear bomb in Shamayim you're doing. You're using the path to light that Sarah Imenu opened. You're using the path to Me'aras HaMachpelah. Just to show if what time is it? All right. I have to show you this because this is something I want you to get used. I never requested, I never told you what to do, what not to do, leave it up to everyone to as you feel. This is something that's too critical. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. I don't want to take time to write. Just give me a second. I'm gonna copy that from my where are they? On page 7. Go. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna make it a lot simpler to understand. Okay, Heshema Yisrael Hashem Echad. This is, when said properly, there's no din. There is no din that can stand. No din. And this is 13 times Eloiki. Completion of all the dinim. You beat them. This is also, you can see what you're doing with this is Godel, which is a 43 times Yud Kev Vav Kev. So tremendous. This is, when we say Shema Yisrael, it's kedai to say it the right way, because all the dinim of the day, what do you think HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to say Shema Yisrael in the morning and in the evening? For him, no, he doesn't need it. For us, because when we're going to come after 120 and complain that we had, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, look, I gave you the sword to fight, I gave you the gun, I gave you the machine gun, I gave you the tank, I gave you the nuclear bomb. Why didn't you use them? What are they? Shema Yisrael. And if you take all the names of the Bina, okay, you should know by now. Kasa, Kana, Kamag, which is the Keye with the Yud, Absag Maben, which are the 4 names Yud Ke Vav Ke, plus Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, which is Adnus of the Bina, fully open. So it's all the names, Yud Ke Vav Ke, Keye, and Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, all opened up, gives you 1,358. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusoi Le'olam Ba. In other words, just to be a nice guy, here is the 4 Yud Ke Vav Ke that you know. Atzilus Beria Yitzira Asiya, you created your channel in the morning already. Ab Sag Ma Ben. Because each one its value. We call them Ab Sag Ma Ben. This is 72, this is 63, this is 45, this is 52. And I think we wrote, and here's the Kasa Kama Kana. Keye with the Yud, Keye with the Aleph, Keye with the Hey. Okay? So now, with the Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud, I don't know. Oh my goodness, that's old. Oh, I have Torah here. Torah, which is 671, I'm going to write it here. Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud. So when you put this plus 455 here, plus 232, you're getting to 1,368, which is Baruch Shem Kevod Malchus Olam Boed. So at the beginning, you see what we're doing. Ahava against Elohim. The Ahavta es Hashem Elokecha. So here we are with Ahava, we are connecting the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. With this, we're taking down the 13 times Elohim, all the dinim. Then, these are the shemes of the bracha. The Shekhinah get filled up and the Shekhinah will empty out on you because you created the bracha. That's what it does here. And we say, why 10 times Bnei Ches? And why 10 times all the others? But here, Bnei Ches equals 470. Equals Yehi Oyer, Vayehi Oyer. Equals 10 times Yud Ke Vav Ke plus 10 times I didn't write plus, but you understand it here. Plus 10 times Keye. You know, 10 is the older meters. When the Yud Ke Vav Ke and the Keye are in full size with the 10 spheres, you get Yehi Oyer by Yehi Oyer, the Oyer of Sarah Imenu. That's the Parsha is hinting by repeating us a language that really seems unimportant 10 times. And when you go tapping this Oyer, yes, you will be Mekayim the Aseres Adibrois, because the Aseres Adibrois are where in the Keser. And this is exactly where this light is coming from. The Midrash didn't say that you'll be Mekayim the whole Torah. But yes, if you hit by this Oyer, you will be Mekayim the Torah. But what it meant to say that you will be tapping in the Oyer of the Aseres Adibrois. That's what it's hinted here. That's what Sarah Imenu and Avram Avinu, we say, yeah, he was standing. So why, here, why Vayakam Avram a second time? Because Avram, when he saw Sarah Imenu, he knew exactly what she did. He knew it. And he will be copying her at his time of departure. And this is what he wanted. By repeating that Loshen, the pasuk is hinting us that Avram Avinu understood what he says here. Sorry, it's not this one. Hashem Echad. Oh, now I wrote it. I'm not taking it out. Hashem Echad Ushmo Yechad. He understood that she did a yichud of the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's why now I'm finishing on this. I don't want to go any further. So now we understand the answer of Kriya Shema, why Sarah Imenu and how Sarah Imenu broke down and attached the Me'ara with the Me'ara. Keye, Asher Keye, inside the Me'ara. It's already on earth. The name of the Geula. So we have here Midrash, the Zer, everybody goes there. Adam v'Chava, first couple. Second couple, Avram v'Sarah. Third couple, Yitzchak, Verif. fourth couple, Yaakov and Leah. Obviously, they don't tell us this, it's so obvious, to find it. This is an answer, almost kiddish. So it tells us because equals 1,574 equals Kye Asher Kye in full. Meaning the full name of the Geula with full power. Not going to come like in Mitzrayim, just Kye Asher Kye. Means Aleph, Hey, Yud, Hey, Asher stays Asher. And I think I believe so. And Hey, Aleph, Hey, Yud, Hey. Let me just verify this. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. And now the Midrash is going to go give us a different one. And they're going to say it's because there's four mothers there, Chava, Sarah, Rivka, Leah. I don't know how to put that. No. Sorry. This equals to 885. This equals to Me'aras Machpelah. In other words, yes, the sneeze in the Torah doesn't tell us, but the Imams are the one that are holding the Shechina down here. And the Shechina, with the power of the Geula, is right here. I find it, honestly, that it's not Pashut. That Baruch Hashem, this year I was able to come up with all the question I had about, I don't know. Question that is, what is lispoid Sarah? You come to be maspid on Sarah and you don't say nothing. I mean, what are you telling me? Why are you coming with lispoid Sarah, but you won't say a word about a husband? So why is it? Because lispoid Sarah equals 7 or 9, exactly like the Ketores. Like the Zohar say, what is Ketores? Kotar Taf, attaching the 400 men of Esau, the 400 machanos of Tuma. That's how Sarah did it. And this is what Abraham is hinting in his pasuk for the tznius of Sarah Imenu. Sarah Imenu, Be'ez Hashem, she's already standing and looking at her children. And she decided to say die. Because even the Midah, she's going to wake up the Midah of Mavir al-Pesha. Mavir al-Pesha is taking down, it's something like a Satan Midas Adin, because the Satan, when he's Mekatrik, he always brings Midas Adin. But the Ma'avir al Pesha is the midah that takes this down. Yehi Rotzain, that Sarah Imenu should daven before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Chava, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Bilha, Zilpa, and all the Gdoishe Elyon that are there, that Am Yisrael is Betzara, they put their lives, on the front line, and they're fighting now. You have to see, there's a video that went around from a progressive leftist that went in every Hafgana there was, couldn't stand the frooms, never said that he's Jewish, always used to call him, he was a matzah. I mean, he was giving speeches around the world that he is, he was saying that he's Israeli, but not Jewish. Now he says, these people showed me I am Jewish. I'm not Israeli, I'm Jewish. Proud to be Jewish. He says, I don't know how far this feeling is going to go. But one thing I can tell you, now I didn't know even how to make a bracha. So I took a book, it came out the bracha of Hanukkah on the light. I went to light and I said the bracha of Hanukkah. Do you think Hanukkah just came like this? And what he says, his word just come out like this. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to hear that Hanukkah is here. It's unbelievable that all this is hinted in the Psukim. Yehi Rotzain HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because I start seeing the Geula preparing itself, but it's going to be so huge, so huge. We have one hump to go through, and it's going to be the Mashiach ben Yosef. And Bez Hashem, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu should not take away the Mashiach ben Yosef, that the Isairus of all Am Yisrael and the Achdus of Am Yisrael should work, that Mashiach ben Yosef should also be there, with the Mashiach ben David, and for the Geula Shlema b'meher b'yameinu. Amen.
Amen.
Very nice.
Yeah, let me stop. How do I stop recording?